Behind the magical world of Alice in Wonderland is a true story full of mystery, real people, and unexpected inspiration. What if Alice wasn't just a fantasy? What if there's a deeper, more intriguing story behind it? Join us as we dive into the life of Lewis Carroll and the real Alice, who sparked one of the most famous stories ever told. Once you hear the truth, you'll never look at Wonderland the same way again. When you think of Alice in Wonderland, what comes to mind? A curious girl falling down a rabbit hole, a mad tea party, or perhaps the quirky Cheshire Cat? But behind this whimsical story lies a real-life inspiration and a tale of friendship, creativity, and mystery. Meet Charles Lutwidge Dodgson, born in 1832, a man of many talents, mathematician, logician, photographer, and of course the author behind Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Dodgson spent much of his life as a lecturer in mathematics at Christ Church, Oxford, but his passion for storytelling set him apart. The real Alice was Alice Pleasance Little, the daughter of Henry Little, the Dean of Christ Church. Dodgson became close friends with the Little family, especially Alice and her sisters, Lorena and Edith. Dodgson was particularly fond of Alice, who, by all accounts, was a spirited and intelligent child. On a warm July afternoon in 1862, Dodgson and a fellow academic, Reverend Robinson Duckworth, took the three little sisters on a boating trip along the Thames River. To pass the time, Alice asked Dodgson to tell them a story. Dodgson began weaving a tale about a little girl named Alice who falls down a rabbit hole and enters a strange and fantastical world. Alice's adventures grew more elaborate with each telling, and Alice Little, enchanted by the imaginative world Dodgson had created, begged him to write it down. It wasn't until months later, after constant pleading from Alice, that Dodgson began to draft the story into a manuscript. The first version of the story, titled Alice's Adventures Underground, was a personal gift from Dodgson to Alice Liddell. It was 90 pages long, filled with whimsical illustrations and a dedication to Alice herself. Little did either of them know that this small, handwritten book would evolve into one of the most famous works in English literature. In 1865, Dodgson published the expanded version of the story under the pen name Lewis Carroll, pairing his imaginative words with the now iconic illustrations by John Tenniel. The book was an instant success, delighting both children and adults with its blend of whimsy and absurdity. At its core, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is more than just a children's tale. It's a satire of Victorian society, poking fun at rigid social norms, education, and authority. Carroll's use of logic, wordplay, and mathematical riddles adds layers of complexity to the story, turning Wonderland into a world where the ordinary rules simply don't apply. Beyond writing, Dodgson was also an avid photographer, a relatively new art form at the time. He took numerous photographs of children, including Alice Liddell, often portraying them in staged, elaborate costumes. This aspect of Dodgson's life has generated much speculation and controversy, with some biographers questioning the nature of his relationship with Alice and other young girls. However, it's important to remember that societal norms were different in the Victorian era, and no definitive evidence suggests inappropriate behavior. As time passed, Alice Liddell grew up, and her relationship with Dodgson changed. She went on to marry Reginald Hargreaves, and although they drifted apart, Alice never forgot the story that had been written for her. In her later years, she would even auction off the original manuscript of Alice's Adventures Underground to help cover financial hardships. In 1928, Alice sold the manuscript for £15,400, a staggering amount at the time. The manuscript was eventually acquired by an American collector, and it now resides in the British Library, where it continues to be admired by scholars and fans alike. Over the decades, Alice in Wonderland has been adapted into countless films, plays, and artworks. Its themes of curiosity, rebellion, and the absurd have resonated with audiences of all ages, inspiring everything from surrealist art to modern fantasy films. Yet, through all its retellings, the heart of the story remains the same: a tale of a young girl's journey into the unknown, where imagination knows no bounds. So the next time you open the pages of Alice in Wonderland, remember that this fantastical journey began with a real girl and a real friendship. It's a story that, much like Wonderland itself, blurs the lines between reality and fantasy, capturing the hearts and minds of readers for over 150 years. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What surprised you the most about the real story behind Alice in Wonderland? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're curious about more fascinating stories, check out another video on our channel. Just click here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.